What's going on, my Century Units? It's your friendly neighborhood segment here, so back again with another classic Royal Rumble pay-per-view review. This time going to review the 1999 Royal Rumble, No Chance in Hell. So this show was at the Arrowhead Pond of Anaheim. Right now it's called the Honda Center in Anaheim, California. If you're not familiar of the Arrowhead Pond of Anaheim is the future home of WrestleMania 16 the following year in the year 2000. This show took place on the 24th of January 1999. The attendance of the show was 14,816. Royal Rumble 99 received about 650,000 pay-per-view buys. A good buy rate for the time for the Royal Rumble. That'll be soon eclipsed 3 years later in 2002. The 2002 Royal Rumble received about 670,000 pay-per-view buys. The commentators for the Royal Rumble of 1999 are Michael Cole and Jerry the King Lawler. Cole is filling for Jim Ross, who's suffering another bout of Bell's palsy. He'll come back, very soon. Turning heel, hang around with Dr. Death Steve Williams. Doing sitting in his mini announce desk, and for whatever reason, end up coming back in the main announce desk as the main head play-by-play guy, and very forgettable history of Jim Ross in his one run in WWF/WWE. I don't want to talk about it. This month marks the 25th anniversary of this Royal Rumble, because this show took place after that famous Raw on the 4th of January when Mankind defeats The Rock for the World Wrestling Federation Championship. On that same night, Nitro did that infamous Finger Poke of Doom, and also Shivani gave out the results of that Raw. If you're not familiar of the Finger Poke of Doom, look it up. I'll explain that Raw later on in this review. This show is memorable for two matches. The famous/infamous, I say infamous in my end of my review of the 2004 Royal Rumble, the I Quit match between Mankind and The Rock, and also the 1999 Royal Rumble match itself featuring Stone Cold Steve Austin and Vince McMahon. And the tagline for the 1999 Royal Rumble is No Chance in Hell. In the words of Vince McMahon leading up to the show, Stone Cold Steve Austin has no chance in hell of winning the 1999 Royal Rumble match. This show debuted with the No Chance in Hell theme. Before the 1999 Royal Rumble show, Vince, for months now, came out with no theme music ever since he debuted with the Mr. McMahon character after Survivor Series of 97. He came out with no theme music until this show on the 24th of January 1999. After the Royal Rumble 1999 show wrapped up, Vince claimed the No Chance in Hell theme as his own, and he's been using it ever since. It's the one and only theme Vince had. He never had a theme before and after this, and it's really a catchy, consistent theme. No chance, no chance in hell. Anyway, so let's do the quick results of Heat and one match in the dark match. So the only match in the only dark match on the show, you got Christian taking on Jeff Hardy, and also three matches on Heat. Two matches Heat. I'm lying. So anyway, so you got the Job Squad defeat Too Much. Too Much is the future Too Cool, and Mankind defeat Mabel via disqualification after The Rock interfered. That's just building up to continuation, leading up to the I Quit match later on the show, on the main show. That was the quick result of the dark match and the two matches on Heat. Anyway, so the first match to kick off the 1999 Royal Rumble. This is the non-title match on this show. You had 4 championship matches for the Intercontinental, European, the WWE Championship, and also you got the Rumble match itself. This is the only non-title match on this show. You got the Road Dogg Jesse James represent D-Generation X, taking on the Big Boss Man represent the Corporation. The Road Dogg is the Hardcore Champion, and the Boss Man is one half of the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champion, with also his fellow Corporation teammate Ken Shamrock. We'll get to Ken Shamrock later on. He's also wrestling on this show. Road Dogg won the hardcore title a few weeks prior. Before they started this match, he came out, did his usual shtick. He's a hardcore fish in a big pond until I die. That's though LIE because dying light rhymes. Anyway, besides of his shtick, this match sucked. Crap opener. It's been crap openers before and after this, but it was just like dull. I checked the timing of this match. It was 11 minutes long. 11 minutes. It was boring. I was like falling asleep. It's just basically punch, 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 punch. Did I mention punch, punch, punch? I'm trying to keep it short and simple. You had Bossman spitting out the Road Dogg, marking the cross chop. I think he was choking Road Dogg onto the middle rope, and he kind of shout towards the King, "How I'm doing, King?" Because at the time Lawler was a heel commentator. He became a babyface commentator 1 year later. Because in the 90s he was known for being a heel wrestler, and also a heel announce commentator or color commentator. Anyway, so in the end, Bossman got the victory. Hit the Big Boss Slam onto the Road Dogg for the win. I understand why they did this. It's funny, like they did I think it was a False Count Anywhere match or any type of hardcore stipulation match on Raw a few weeks before the show. Understand why, but it was a bit backwards booking. I wish they did another hardcore match, to lighten the fans up, get the fans getting ready for the rest of the show. But unfortunately, that's not the case. So yeah, I think it was just mediocre. I feel like there's no chemistry between Road Dogg and Big Boss Man. It's just like it's very dull. I wish they just, like I said, just add a match with a hardcore stipulation, pull them in that hardcore environment. But it's just what it is. What you see, what you get. Anyway, so the next match, this is for the Intercontinental Championship, first of three. Four, I forgot the women's title. Yeah, my mind is like, I thought it was free, but yeah, I forgot the women's title. We'll get to the women's title match later on. I forgot to mention that, folks. Anyway, so the next match is the first of four championship matches on the show. This one's for the Intercontinental Championship. Ken Shamrock, the other half of the WWF Tag Team Champions with the Big Boss Man, defending the belt against badass Billy Gunn. This is revolve around Ken Shamrock's kayfabe sister and real life girlfriend, almost say wife, real life girlfriend Ryan Shamrock. I think her real name is Alicia Webb. I don't, because by the way, Vince Russo is still the writer of the company before going to WCW later on in the year. Anyway, so a few weeks prior, you had Billy Gunn showing his ass front of Ken Shamrock's real life girlfriend, kayfabe sister Ryan Shamrock, and afterwards, Shamrock got pissed off, injured Billy Gunn's ankle with the ankle lock, and also he's feuding with also Val Venus. Val Venus also likes flirting with Ken's kayfabe sister Ryan Shamrock. I'll get to more of that shortly after this match. Anyway, this match, similar to the opener, Road Dogg Bossman match, this is just boring. It was 15 minutes long. It was 4 minutes longer than the opener. I was bored. Completely bored. I feel like there's no chemistry between Billy Gunn and Ken Shamrock. I feel like it's just like they broke up the Outlaws. They end up reuniting, by the way. I'm just saying, for a brief period, they end up breaking up New Age Outlaws, and put them in different divisions, Road Dogg in the hardcore division, and then Billy Gunn in the Intercontinental title division. And don't worry, folks, things change when we get to WrestleMania 15. Anyway, so this match sucked. It was boring. Shamrock working on the injured ankle of Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn hit the famouser onto Shamrock, but that was a near fall. There was a referee bump. I think the referee in this match was Tim White. And then suddenly you got Val Venus came out of nowhere, hit Shamrock with a DDT. Billy Gunn trying to pin Shamrock for the win, but he kicked out. In the end, he got his fiery comeback. I think he did like an axe handle off the top rope, but unfortunately landed on the injured ankle, and Ken locked in the ankle lock onto Billy Gunn, tap out, and that was it. So, yeah, this was just. I thought, you thought Ryan Shamrock's going to interfere because this was revolved around Ryan Shamrock, because I think they should accomplish more if they did a triple threat match. Shamrock, Gunn and Venus, but unfortunately. That's not the case. Yeah, you got a fatal 4-way at WrestleMania 15, but I think they should accomplish more if they did a triple threat match. Make things, but I feel like it was boring. It was just like I said, no chemistry. And the continuation of this storyline with Ryan, there's also and also I got a friend called Ryan. Anyway, so by the way, this will revolve around the following month's pay-per-view, St. Valentine's Day Massacre. This will revolve around. It was a singles match. Shamrock taking on Val Venis for the Intercontinental title with Billy Gunn as the special guest referee. This will revolve around Val Venis doing a porno with Ken's kayfabe sister Ryan called Saving Ryan's Privates. They will never go away in today's wrestling society. It's PC, but that was his shtick at the time for Val Venis. That because he was a, I don't know. He's that's his character. He's a porn star. But let's move on to the next match. It's just, the first two matches were, they're just dull, to be honest. Anyway, so the next match, this is for the European Championship. X-Pac, another member of D-Generation X, defending the belt against Gangrel. Gangrel is one third of the Brood. The Brood is Edge and Christian. Anyway, and also he's part of the group as well. I say 1/3. Gangrel, Edge, and Christian. Anyway, so this match better than the two matches revolve around the New Age Outlaws, but that's not saying too much. It was basically blink, then you miss. In the end, X-Pac hits Gangrel with the X Factor for the win, and that was it. Yeah, it was just like, wow. It was shorter, but it was just like mediocre. I hate to say this, man. It's just like the undercard on this show sucked. The two matches, like I said, revolve around the New Age Outlaws sucked. Road Dogg Bossman, Shamrock Gunn, and now X-Pac Gangrel. It's just like, wow. It's just like, I'm not bashing it. It's like I feel like you feel like this is gonna be like a passable service match, but you're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get really a passable undercard match on this show. Anyway, let's move on to the next match. So the next match, we got a strap match for the WWF Women's Championship. Sorry, I'm half awake. Anyway, so this is a strap match for the Women's Championship. Sable defending the belt against Luna Vachon. This revolves around Tori, not Tori as in Tori Wilson. This is Terry Pooch, aka Terry Powers. She was known in the Japanese Joshi scene as Terry Powers, like I said. But she debuted in the company a few weeks prior. They did this angle. This is like a nod to the Spider Lady angle from the 80s. It was a match between the Fabulous Moolah, wearing all black, taking on Wendy Richter for the Women's Championship. This time they're trying to do this angle 15 years later. You got Sable in the role of Wendy Richter, and you got Luna Vachon dressed up like the Spider Lady in the role of the Fabulous Moolah. Yeah, you got the introduction of Tori making her debut for the Federation. Anyway, so the build up to Heat before the main show, you had Luna hit Sable with the backbreaker and whipping Sable to get more heat. You had Shane coming out. Yeah, this is a storyline going into this. Shane's in this relationship in kayfabe with Luna Vachon. It's funny, like the previous year, in late '97 and early '98, Luna was in this relationship with Goldust, who's no longer Goldust. At the time, was the artist formerly known as Goldust. Shane came out with very generic music. This is years before you end up with the Here Comes the Money theme. That was a really good theme. But I think like he came out with the No Chance in Hell theme. I don't know, that was months later, or I know it was part of the WWE 2K, not 2K, it was WWE 13 at the time. You know, in the Attitude Era mode, if you play Shane McMahon. No, I'm lying. That was 2K. That was 2K16. My apologies, man. You know, it's been a long time since I played those games. But anyway, so Shay came out with Luna, announced that Sable unable to compete for the trying to defend the title, because she suffered like a chronic back injury. So Sable came out holding her back, but she said like ring the bell and the match started. Yeah, this match, to be fair, I think it's an okay match. Better than the opener, better than Shamrock versus Gunn for the IC title, better than X-Pac Gangrel for the European title, but that's not saying too much. I'm not saying this is going to be an instant classic. This is like a 4-star classic. No, this was an okay match. It's way better than the last 3 matches on this show. You know, it was a cat fight. It was designed to be a cat fight, you know. I think Sable in this match never got whipped. You know, it's just Sable whipping Luna. They did this hangman spot, you know. And also, it was very creative, you know, like Sable, like... because Sable's a muscular woman, you know. She's a bit short in stature, but she kind of hold Sable like a backpack, you know, holding her like wearing like a backpack on her back, you know, touching the 3 corners, and then Sable also touching the 3 corners as well. By the way, I'm not into strap matches, you know, in wrestling, you know, unless they're like whipping each other and you win by pinfall submission. But like touching the 4 corners, every time they tease like they all touch all 3 corners, going for the 4th and final one. Someone like do like a punch or a move, you have to start it all over again. It gets repetitive and gets boring very quickly. But this was passable. You know, they all you know, like 2 both women touching all 3 corners of the ring. Luna was going for the 4th corner. Out comes Tori, Dexa, Luna Vachon, and then Sable touched the 4th corner for the win. And by the way, they've been feuding for the previous year, you know, like, you know, leading up to the mixed tag team match at WrestleMania 14. Besides that, it was an okay match, you know. Like, yeah, I think it makes no sense to have... It's very like, funny strange that, you know, check Luna's Wikipedia page. She never won a championship. I'm talking about in the company. Never became women's champion in the company. Yeah, she was known for as a manager, but she's been wrestling for years in the territory scene in the 80s. But until like in the WWF right now in WWE, she never like become the champion. You know, her accolade in the company was getting inducted in the WWE Hall of Fame. I think it was like 2016 or later than that. She was in the Legends wing. You know, I don't understand why they. I hate that. Or should they just give her like a separate Hall of Fame thing? But it's what it is, man. Anyway, this was the beginning of the end of Sable as a babyface, but this is leading up to Sable vs Tori at WrestleMania 15, when Sable turning on Tori, because Tori was entering the company as Sable's fangirl, and it's just, you know, she turned heel, and then they had that horrible match at WrestleMania 15, and that was a big mistake, you know, turning Sable heel, because she gained so much momentum ever since her feud with her real life husband Mark Merrow came to an end. You know, she gained so much momentum because the storyline going into this, you know, Mark Merrow getting sick of Sable because she's hugging his spotlight. You know, the attention's going towards her, not to him. They had that feud the whole of 1998, and then after that storyline wrapped up, you know, she ended up did this mini feud with Luna. Then this stuff with Tori turned heel, and then she ended up leaving the company later on in the year because she was sexual assaulted. I don't want to get into it. Look it up. But yeah, it's just like, yeah, this has got to be the beginning of the end of Sable's time in her first run in the WWF. She came back in 2003. That's another story, another time. Her, the stuff with revolved around this rivalry between Vince and Stephanie. Let's move on to the next match. So the next match, this is the famous / infamous, depending on your opinions on this match. This is the I Quit match, the famous I Quit match for the World Wrestling Federation Championship. Mankind defending the belt against The Rock, like I said earlier at the start of this video, that famous 4th of January's episode of Monday Night Raw. Mankind defeat The Rock after help by Stone Cold Steve Austin to win Mick Foley's his first of 3 world titles, even though he wins another one a decade later in TNA, but I'm talking about his run in WWF. He won his first world title, first time in his career. That was really a change of the Monday Night Wars, because like I said, Nitro did that infamous finger poke of doom match between Kevin Nash versus Hulk Hogan. You had Schiavone giving out Raw's result on that 4th of January week. That was a massive blunder for the Monday Night Wars on the WCW side. My bit of a tongue twister moment, but it was a massive massive change. People like tune in for the WWF over WCW. You could clearly at this moment in time, Raw won the war over Nitro, because after the Nitro, no way they can't come back from that. Anyway, so Michael Cole, even though Michael Cole is not really known for being, he's a commentator. He's a good commentator. Don't get me wrong about this. He sucked. He's not a wrestling commentator. He's more like a salesman. He's a salesman. But on that Raw, when he called that match between Mankind and The Rock, it's the best call he ever done so far in his career, in his run as a commentator. Saying like there's many people say to Mick Foley, you cannot do anything. He kind of brought the barrier for Mick Foley. He's proving that you don't need to be muscular or handsome to be a top guy. Yeah, he really brought the barriers. He kind of broke it, because there's many people tell him that you could not do it. That was really I think he shouted, he caught the mic, says, "I did it." That's got to be the biggest moment in the top 10 best moments of Raw, and probably in the top 10 moments of the Attitude Era. Mick Foley winning the belt. That changed the tide. Afterwards, Rock got pissed off. Mankind challenged The Rock into an I Quit match. And really, the deck stacked against The Rock. Because in the words of Mankind, he's in the match that he cannot win, he cannot lose. Referring to Mick Foley cannot lose and Rock cannot win. Like I said, the deck stacked against The Rock. Facing the guy who got blown up in Japan, losing an ear in Germany, got thrown off and chokeslam through the Hell in a Cell the previous year in 1998. Suffering a lot of injuries and concussions, missing ear, missing teeth. It's really decks against The Rock. Anyway, so the build up to this, so on that episode of Heat before the show, Mankind was in the match against Mabel. The Rock interfered. It's just continued tension of these guys leading up to the I Quit match on this later on the main show. Anyway, so Rock, I think this is the first time in that short period, Rock, wrestled with his street clothes. I think it was, he had breast problems. I don't want to get into it, look it up. Anyway, this match is technically the match of the night. It was entertaining, I think it's the first I Quit match, they did, since the Bret Hart Bob Backlund I Quit match from WrestleMania 11 back in 1995. Anyway, it was really entertaining. Sometimes in I Quit matches they get annoying. Every time a referee grabs the mic, says, what do you want to quit? And two opponents says no. It just gets annoying. But this time it's kind of entertaining. It's really good. The Rock was good on the commentary. Good on the mic as well. I feel like one more in the match, every time The Rock says, about to say ass, Mick Foley decks him with the punch or the microphone. You can kiss The Rock says, I'm gonna kick your ass. The Rock was briefly on commentary for one time, and then, he called Jerry the King Lawler a piece of trash. They were fighting in the crowd. There was one more in the match, Foley was going, for this match on this video, I'm gonna go back and forth between Foley and Mankind. Anyway, so it's not like a hidden secret. It's been ever since they did the whole Free Face of Foley storyline in '97. It's just because at the time they kind of blur out why is real, why is kayfabe, why is reality. But anyway, Foley was going, Mankind was going for the Cactus Jack clothesline. Rock counted into I call it a power slam. He kind of power slam over the barricade. That was cool. They were fighting. Yeah, they were fighting in the stage area. They used a ladder. Mankind kind of trying to choke the Rock with the ladder, and then Rock says, "Oh, you piss yourself." And then the fighting on the upper floor of the arena. And Foley went through. He kind of fought off not the barricade, but the balcony side of the arena and crashed onto the electric fuse box. It looks gimmicky. Shane coming out, the concern like Mick Foley or Mankind getting killed, but he's still alive. He's lifeless. In this match, they made Rock into a man, a genuine man, because he's not start to make Mick Foley or Mankind say I quit. Anyway, like I think like he did this stiff punches onto Mankind's face, and he was bleeding buckets, even though he's wearing the mask. Anyway, so I think he grabbed the mic, and Mick Foley says, "Go to hell, Rock," and Rock says, "Maybe I might go to hell. You'll go in hell first." Multiple punches. He handcuffed Mankind. Mankind is being this underdog, guy. He's taking the physical punishment, not saying the word "I quit." Anyway, so yeah, like I said, he handcuffed Mankind and smacked Mankind multiple times with the chair. And also, this match was on the documentary called Beyond the Mat. Mick Foley's family attended the show. His wife Colette, his daughter Noelle, and what's his son's name? Dewey or Huey? He had four. I think he's got three. I watched the Holy Foley documentary. Not documentary, but that show on the network. But that was, he wasn't born back in. This is 1999, by the way. It's just Noelle and Dewey or Huey. But anyway, so attending the show, watching his dad fighting the Rock in this I Quit match. Colette was crying, Noelle's crying, seeing his dad, get beaten to piss by the Rock, multiple chair shots, and then Rock, grabs the mic, points it towards Mick Foley's face, and Mick Foley just say, "I quit," and that was just typical corporate shenanigans, because on that same heat before this show, Mankind cut a promo says, "I'm not going to say the words, I quit, I quit, I quit," And also, yeah, The Rock winning the WWF title for the second time because he won the first one at Survivor Series, hold the belt until that Raw on the 4th of January 1999, until winning the belt back from Mankind on this show. So I did my research, according to Foley's book, Foley agreed to have 5 chair shots, I think it was about 11, 12. There was more chair shots, There's rumors like The Rock was going business for himself. They end up being friends, But, it was so unwatchable, but I think this is match of the night. Depending what you intakes of this I Quit match, it's watchable it's unwatchable seeing Mick Foley taking the brutal chair shots, but it brings the drama, it get the fans edge on the back of the seats, like I said, The Rock was a The Rock was a madman. Mick Foley, Mankind, whatever you call him, he's this never giving up underdog, he's taking the physical violence to not saying the word I quit, I call it a famous I Quit match, so some of these I Quit matches in wrestling, they can end up being a hit or a miss, because, like the referee, say, "Do you want to quit?" It gets annoying, but this was really good. I advise watching this match, I heard those reports that Foley suffered some concussions, some stitches, after this, yeah, seeing Mick Foley dropping the WWF title to The Rock on this show. The other reason why they did this title change on that 4th of January's episode of Monday Night Raw to Papa Ray, it was just whatever. But yeah, it's still they kind of backed themselves in the corner because I think they're like Mick Foley's like a transformational champion. He's not like going to be the next top guy, but they still continue to push The Rock because The Rock's going to be a long-term guy, even though I'm lying here because he ended up going pursue movies in the next few years, but like he's still the top heel. But yeah, it's just what it is, man. You got to have a title change anyway. You're giving Mick Foley that. I think it's only 3 weeks. 3 weeks or 2 weeks actually. This show's on the 24th when Foley beat The Rock. On that Raw on the 4th of January, that was about a fortnight, 2 weeks. But it's just what it is, man. Yeah. You feel sorry for Colette and and Mick Foley's family. Seeing them crying. I think it's probably the same feeling when Foley got thrown off the Hell in a Cell the previous year in '99. It's just like, yeah, it's just sad. It's just like, yeah, you don't want to see their dad dying. It's even though wrestling's predetermined, it's choreographed. If I'm not offended, a lot of butt hurts. I don't want to get into that. I prefer not to speak. If I speak, I'll be in trouble, man. So anyway, let's move on to the next match. By the way, this Rock and Mankind match is match of the night. Anyway, let's move on to the 1999 Royal Rumble match featuring two guys who've been feuding for months now. Vince McMahon, aka Miss McMahon, and Stone Cold Steve Austin. So this match is still the continuation of the McMahon-Austin rivalry. Vince is all known as down, sick and tired, down, sick and tired. I'm not stuttering, by the way. It's in that video package, I'm going to say it again. So yeah, Vince is all known as down, sick and tired, down, sick and tired. Sick of Austin walking around with the WWF title. So for months now, like in the start in September of the previous year, Vince screwed Austin in that match at Breakdown. It was a triple threat match. Austin defended the belt against the Brothers of Destruction, Undertaker and Kane. Kane and Undertaker double choke slam Austin, pin him at the same time. So Austin's no longer the champion. The title was held up. Then Vince and the Corporation and the Stooges screw Austin to have the chance to win the Deadly Games tournament at Survivor Series in November. So it's basically Vince's plan to have Austin not to win or becoming the WWF champion ever again. Austin's lifeline was at rock bottom in December at the end of the year when he defeated The Undertaker in a buried alive match. Winner qualifies for the 1999 Royal Rumble match. So, and like the I Quit match, the deck's stacked against Austin. Vince put a $100,000 bounty to anyone in the Rumble match eliminate Austin. He put Austin in number 1, himself in number 30, and then at the time Shawn Michaels was the commissioner of the World Wrestling Federation. Instead of putting Vince at number 30, he put Vince in number 2, and they had the segments of Vince and Shane training. Yeah, Shane training Vince for that match at the Royal Rumble. The Rumble match, I'm trying to say. Have him like chasing a chicken in the snow, lifting weights, punching raw meat, like eliminating developmental guys, preparing Vince for that Rumble match. I'm guessing they're watching like the Rocky films, even though Vince was a villain, Rocky's a hero if you watch the Rocky films. Anyway, so yeah, this match, I don't really say it was a terrible match. It was just okay. Is it a good match? No. Is it a terrible match? Not really. It's in the middle, man. I'll get into it. So yeah, the start of this match, Vince came out with the No Chance in Hell theme. This is the first time he'll use that theme and continue to use that theme ever since. Anyway, the beginning of the start of this match, you had Austin milking the whole thing, trying to eliminate Vince. Because people want to see Austin kicking Vince's ass, and it kind of accomplished one thing, he's beamed Vince up, and also Vince, his look, it came out very weird, Vince, if you watch Vince's matches over the years, whether it's in the Attitude Era or the mostly in the Ruthless Aggression era, he came out wearing a t-shirt or even a vest. He came out just all oiled up, wearing a no shirt. He's wearing not a t-shirt, just wearing just trousers. It's just like very weird look for Vince. You know, he had to wearing like a t-shirt. You know, later on in this match, he came back wearing a long shirt. You know, it's very weird. You know, he wearing like oiled up. You know, in WrestleMania 22 standards, he came up like come up with fake tan. You know. Anyway, so Vince's physique, he's still, you know, it's debatable he's took steroids or not. You know, he had a good physique. You know. Like, I think his standout body part is his chest. You know, he's got a good chest. Arms are okay. You know, he even knows he did the bodybuilding company back in the early 90s, but that was doomed to fail. That's another story another time. But anyway, so yeah, Austin was just basically milking the whole thing, teasing like he's going to throw Vince over the top rope. Golger, part of the oddities, came out. You know, Austin eliminated Golger. Vince came out of the ring via off the bottom rope, you know, he escaped from the crowd. Austin also escaped for the ring, and also that's the reason why this Rumble match was. This is major flaws about this Rumble match, you know. You know, it was like sometimes the match, you know, it came out with there was no guys in the ring. There was one guy in the ring. That was like it gets really boring. Anyway, so there's some stories in this Rumble match. I'm not saying this is a dud. I'm just saying like after this is the consistent theme of this Rumble match. You know, like there was no guys in the ring or one guy in the ring before the next opponent came out in this Rumble match. Anyway, so you basically Vince run away. Austin chased Vince through the crowd. They're going towards the girls' bathroom or the women's bathroom. I don't know. It's a women's bathroom. Yeah, the announcer says it's a women's bathroom, but anyway. Suddenly, Austin got like jumped and ambushed by the corporation guys. You know, Tess, Bossman, Shamrock, the Stooges. You know, the cutscenes of Austin's lifeless body. You know, he ended up getting stretchered onto the ambulance. You know, I'll get to more of Austin a bit later on. And also, the next story in this Rumble match is Mabel. Like I said, Mabel. I think this is his first pay-per-view match back in the company since 1995. You know, he got fired. You know, I'll get to that shortly. You know, he kind of returned to the company in June of 1995. I don't think he maybe appeared at some few Raws, but mostly on Heat. You know, the Heat before this show. Anyway, so there's one segment during this Rumble match. You know, you had Mabel attacking Marsh. He entered this Rumble match number 11. And then suddenly he got kidnapped and attacked by the Ministry of Darkness. Forgot to mention them, you know, on this you know, the build up to this, you know, Undertaker, you know, cutting his wrist, pouring his blood into the goblet, and made Dennis Knight drink Undertaker's blood, and he suddenly become Midian. Because at this point, because the Godwins are officially no more, it's given Dennis Knight something to do, so Dennis Knight became Midian, and the rest is history. So, you know, this is the first pay-per-view appearance for the Ministry of Darkness. You know, you got Undertaker, Paul Bearer, the Acolytes, you know, Farouk and Bradshaw. Bradshaw is the future JBL, by the way. Think the Brood and Midian. You know, anyway, so they're beating up Mabel. You had Undertaker talking to Mabel. And, you know, yeah, the reason why he got let go in 1996, you know, because he has a reputation of injuring people. The most famous injury that Mabel injured was The Undertaker. You know, he injured Undertaker's face. He came out wearing the Phantom of the Opera mask. That was in that 95-96 period. So, anyway, he talked to, you know, Taker would talk to Mabel. Then the ministry guys beating up Mabel even more. Shoved him into the hearse, and then Mabel soon to become Viscera, and the rest is history. And also, another story of the third and final story of this Rumble match is Chyna. You know, Chyna won the corporate battle royal, entered this match as number 30, eliminate Vince McMahon last, and she made history. She became the first of 4 women to enter this Royal Rumble match. The next time she I'm trying to get my words out. She appeared in the next two Rumble matches. This Rumble match in '99 and the following year's one in the year 2000. And then 10 years later it was Beth Phoenix in 2010, Karma, Awesome Kong in 2012, and then the last woman to enter the men's Royal Rumble match is Nia Jax in 2019. I think it was 2018. Yeah, 2019. Anyway, so she entered this match at number 30. She had this mini feud with Mark Camry. This was revolved around Sammy the Transvestite. That was kind of funny, man. He had some mini stories like Steve Blackman and Dan Severn had that mini rivalry. You know, this revolved around Severn turning on Blackman in his Lion's Den match against Owen Hart. You know, they had this mini feud, one match in Raw, and that was the end of Dan Severn's time in the Federation. Goldust was in this Rumble match. You know, stole Al Snow's head. You know, there are some mini stories into it. You know, and like I said, it's not a terrible Rumble match, but it was kind of dull. Like, you know, 2 weeks ago, you know, a couple of weeks ago, I reviewed the 1994 Rumble match. Oh, the Rumble show. I'm trying to say, I'm getting mixed up, by the way. So yeah, I reviewed the 94 Rumble show a couple of weeks ago. In that Rumble match, you know, outside of Brett and Luger, they are the two contenders of that year's Rumble match. Who else? You know, Shawn was not quite there yet. This is similar to this, you know, outside McMahon and Austin, who else is going to win the Rumble match? It's the shit. I'm not saying it's a terrible Rumble match, but it's just like very dull. They're not the guys. You got future world champions in this match like Edge and Triple H, but besides that, you know, just barely. No one's you know, it's just like it's just a. Even though the Attitude Era is popular, but it's like you got like low undercard guys and mid card guys. They're not really relevant, you know. They're not really worthy to be challenging The Rock for the title at WrestleMania. It's just what it is, man. Anyway, Austin came back, you know, minutes later, you know, after he got beaten down by the corporation. Came back, you know, eliminated competitors in the Rumble match. Vince was commentating. I'm trying to say he's on the commentator desk. I'm trying to say, excuse by the way, I'm speaking too fast by the way. But anyway, so Vince, the odds of Austin winning the Rumble match for the third time is rising up. Vince's acting was so worried because he don't want to see Austin winning the title ever again. That's his goal. You know, the bounty thing, it's kind of a factor, but it wasn't. It wasn't full throttle on it. You know, like some guys were like attacking Austin, they're beating down Austin, but they never like trying to eliminate Austin. You know, I feel like the DX members attack each other in this Rumble match. You know, trying to eliminate each other in this Rumble match, but not trying to eliminate Austin to collect the bounty. It's just like, yeah, it was just like, you know, it's basically no spite of it. You know, they just like want I don't know. The one thing they're trying to like get the championship shot at WrestleMania, but at the same time, you know, the stakes again. They add more they up the ante with the bounty on Austin's head. You know, I think it's just what it is. I don't want to get into it, but anyway. So the final four in this Rumble match, I think it was Austin, Vince, D'Lo Brown, and Owen. You know, I'm really shocked Owen was in this Rumble match. Because at the time he was. I forgot to mention this. You know, the announcer said the next night on Raw, you know, Bossman and Shamrock going to defend the tag team belts against Owen Hart and Jeff Jarrett. By the way, they end up dropping the belts to Owen and Jeff Jarrett. That's another story for another time. But anyway, so. The final two was Vince and Austin. It begins with Vince and Austin and ends with Vince and Austin. You know. Once again, Austin was doing his shtick. You know, teasing. He's going to eliminate Vince, and he's about to eliminate Vince. Out comes The Rock. You know, interfering. Vince eliminate Austin, and Vince won the 1999 Royal Rumble match. Anyway, so I was okay with Vince winning. You know, it's not like, oh, this was. You know, while I'm watching this is 2024, by the way, folks. This is not 1999. I understand why they did it. It's a cliffhanger moment, you know. Seeing Vince winning this Rumble match, and Austin is his chance of winning the or becoming the WWE champion again is finished. It's gone. It's finito. Like, I understand it was a good cliffhanger. You know, you don't have to have a pay-per-view have fans leaving the arena happy or happier. You know, it's just like, yeah, it's a cliffhanger. You know, like the stuff with great example, The Rock winning the title, joining the corporation at Survivor Series, Vince winning the '99 Rumble match. You know, you got to have a cliffhanger. Sometimes, you know, you can't have the heel, not the hero. The hero wins all the time. Let the villain win for once, and it's just what it is, man. You know, it's funny. Like later on in the year, Vince will become WWF champion on SmackDown. You know, yeah, Austin won't win another Rumble again until the 2 years later in 2001. But yeah, in an Ultimate Timeline, if they just did Austin win for the third straight year, that'll be a historic moment. You know, and win the four. You know, if they did this in '99, you know, I don't think Austin will win it in 2001. You know, the 2001 Rumble win for Austin was a redemption because he came back from that neck injury. You know, it's just what it is, man. You know, I've seen the Vince coming out with the Stooges. You know, the Stooges came out. Shane did the Mark and Austin's beer thing. That was sweet. You know, sweet to rub salt in the wound. But yeah, unfortunately, things change shortly. You know, they correct the right things. You know, like Vince and Austin had that one-on-one match at St. Valentine's Day Massacre the following month. You know, that was known for the debut of the Big Show. Mankind stole The Rock's bounty money and got one more shot at the World Wrestling Federation Championship. They had the empty arena at halftime heat, and Mankind end up winning back the title for the second time. He ended up dropping the belt the following month at St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Everyone knows this is, you know, and also after this, you know, Austin and Rock did the beat. They're pushing each other. You know, it's just planting the seeds for Rock and Austin. That first WrestleMania trilogy match between both of them. But yeah, I'll get to WrestleMania 15 very soon. But besides that, this Rumble match, terrible. It's good to see. It's captivating to seeing the Austin McMahon thing. So my overall rating of the 1999 Royal Rumble is a 4 out of 10. This was, I'm not gonna call it terrible, but this was a mediocre Royal Rumble pay-per-view. This is a one-match show, to be honest. You know, the only match you must see is Rock Mankind, that I Quit match. But besides that, you know, the undercard sucks. The first three matches sucked. You know, for me, Road Dogg, Bossman, Shamrock Gunn, Gangrel, X-Pac for the European Championship. The women's strap match for the women's title, it was okay, but it doesn't make me go, wow, I need to watch the 1999 Royal Rumble show again. The Rumble match itself, it was good for the McMahon-Austin side, but you're not going to get like a classic Rumble match, you know. Only two guys were potential to win that year's Rumble match, Vince and Austin, and the rest of them, you can fuck that off, you know. But yeah, the only thing I'll put in the good is Chyna appearing in the Rumble match, because it's a historic moment, you know, seeing Chyna become the first women wrestler to compete in the men's Royal Rumble match. But yeah, this is just generally a Monday Night Raw on a Sunday evening. You know, if you want to watch the 1999 Rumble match or the Rumble show, I'd rather watch the I Quit match and skip most matches on this show. So, what is your thoughts on the 1999 Royal Rumble show? Leave your thoughts on the comment section below. Smash the like button, click the like, click the bell, subscribe to the Central Man Network on YouTube. Be part of the Central Unit for more wrestling videos and more. Next time, we're in the month of February. The Royal Rumble season will be in our review mirrors. It got me thinking, for the month of February, I'm going to review some classic Elimination Chamber shows, Fastlane, and probably No Way Out shows. Oh, it got me thinking, let's travel 20 years after the 1999 Royal Rumble show to the year of 2019. 1 year ago, I reviewed the 2018 Elimination Chamber show that's known for the first ever women's Elimination Chamber match. It got me thinking, 1 year later, this show is known for of the second ever women's chamber match, and this time crowning of the inaugural WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. That will be Elimination Chamber 2019. Until then, this is the Ascension Man officially signing out. Check you later.